And we live, man. Welcome to another episode of the Cold Truth Podcast, where we tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and don't care how you feel about it. I'm your host, White Boy Chris. That's Diddy Knows Ball. We're gonna take a kind of curveball just starting off tonight. Of course, we do talk more than just football, and we got a little something interesting to talk about now. The NBA in-season tournament, which is going on right now. It's a close game right now between the Knicks and the Bucks. But just going in.
Halliburton's a fraud.
Yeah. We're just going in the last night, first game, Celtics versus the Pacers. Uh, Celtics and the Pacers played yesterday. In case y'all missed it, score was 112 to 122. Of course, no Kristaps Porzingis, but all in all, you know, um, shit. Jason Tatum led the game with scoring at 32. Jaylen Brown was right behind him at 30. But of course, story of the game was Tyrese Halliburton dropping a 26-point triple double, 26, 10 rebounds, 13 assists, and shit had a steal to throw in there. But I'm gonna let you get your little shit off about I guess this Halliburton fraud that you keep speaking of.
Nah, I just was playing because you and Ray just swear up and down I hate Halliburton when it's just like, bro, he had a bad, I ain't gonna say a bad first half, but he had a pretty
He did.
mid first half,
Nah, it was
and he
bad.
exploded. He exploded in that second half. I ain't gonna lie. That 4-point play, that shit was vicious. But I just think the story of this is Tatum. I think it's Tatum. The numbers looked good, but he was like 2 for 8 from three. Jaylen Brown shot bad from three, and it just is. It's the Boston Celtics are just not a team that I can ever see winning a championship. They too inconsistent, and it's just another time of them proving that they're inconsistent. Tyrese Halliburton had a hell of a game. But come on now, that's not the story, bro. That's really not the story. That's the story that people want to talk about because people been riding Halliburton this year just because he's been playing good. But the story is really with a contending Boston Celtics team that can't close out games. They was controlling the whole game in the first half. So I don't know, and they beat them by 55 earlier in the year. I don't care whether Halliburton was playing or not.
Yeah, come on now. We gotta just like you just said. You already said that Halliburton was not there. A lot of them niggas wasn't there.
55 though. 55.
I mean, with that type of team, especially with the niggas that was out, I'm not surprised at that. Now,
Lose about you ain't surprised when somebody lose about 55 and they professionals.
I'm not surprised because of everybody that was missing. That's the only reason why I wasn't surprised.
Damn, I understand 20-point blowouts, but I'll never understand a 50-point blowout. That's just me. But you don't think the Celtics not winning a big game? Because you can say what you want. This was a big game because everybody was paying
It
attention to
was.
it. So I don't see why nobody's criticizing the Celtics more than praising Halliburton. Halliburton did, you know what I'm saying? But you seen the meme going around. They talking about what's the difference between this and what Patrick Beverly now was doing. I'm just saying.
I mean, if you ask me personally, if you just gonna ask me what's the difference, because I mean, I understand that this in-season tournament is new, is different, but at this point, we are in the game for the tournament. Like you're actually playing for something. Like that nigga Patrick Beverly was cheering like he just won the chip. I'm sorry. I mean, these are elimination game. These are elimination tournament games. Like these games mean actually, in my opinion, mean more than the in-season tournament game. They was literally just playing a extra game to get into the playoffs. Let's think about that. That game literally holds no value. The stats are not gonna show up on your resume. Nothing you do in that game shows up anywhere. Like, yeah, we can go online and see what the stats were, but if you're talking like as far as what they go towards, like your numbers in black and white, as far as when you retire, they don't mean shit. It's literally a meaningless game just to get you into the playoffs. So
but
that's why I feel it's different. Like, yeah, this in-season tournament trophy is new. Yes, it's never gonna hold as much weight as the trophy at the end. But as this thing gets older, it is going to matter more. And look, this is just one of them games where it's like, look, this is an elimination game, in a tournament, setup, and they lost. So that's why I'm not gonna kill the Pacers, like, because at the end of the day, guess what? They win two more games. They at least playing for some type of trophy. Them niggas playing for a playoff spot, man.
but my only thing is because you know how I feel about young teams playing meaningful games. So I like to play in. I like this win for the Pacers too. But let's not
I
come
like to
on.
play in because because I've watched more basketball in November than I can honestly say I've played like watched in recent years. Like, even some of the teams, and I like how they did the groups because it's not just all top heavy teams in the groups. They actually got to play some of these other teams, and I feel like it gives a team like Indiana, like a New York, or like some of these other. I mean, everybody in the West for the most part, I kind of feel like are contending teams as far as the chip anyway. But I don't see the Pacers or New York going for a chip this year. But shit, the Suns, the Pelicans, the Kings, the Lakers. I mean, shit, any given thing can happen. We can see any one of the teams in the Western Conference Finals, but this is just one of the things where I feel like, this how just like how you like, the college thing, how anybody can get over on somebody on any given day. That's what I like about this shit. Like, and I feel like, me included, I felt like that, Boston was just going to show, hey, that first win wasn't no fluke. We finna spank you niggas again because I'm looking at it right now. Miles Turner did play in that game, and he had a horrible game. So, I mean, just looking at it, I mean,
But the
it
only
looks like
thing
the only
is,
nigga that
so,
was gone was Halliburton. I mean, everybody else played. Obi Toppin
and
was there. Miles Turner was there. Bruce Brown was there. All
no,
them niggas
I
was
feel
there.
you on that. Halliburton is definitely the man over there, and he definitely the reason why they won. But Chris, I'm gonna ask you this: what does it mean? Like, how did I don't see why everybody now is so bullish on Halliburton because of this game.
I feel like the only reason why they're bullish is because, for one, the main thing that everybody's been bringing up is this is only their second nationally televised game, so they haven't been looked at like that. That's just the way the NBA is. If you're not on ESPN and TNT, you're not getting a lot of looks. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way it is. But I feel like this is just one of them games that me personally, I was happy to see him perform the way he did because no matter what anybody says, this game actually mattered for something. I mean, yeah, it's still a regular season game, but again, they're playing for something. And again, he even said it like he wasn't making no excuses. He had a bad first half. I didn't know the nigga had asthma. Apparently, he had to go, hit his inhaler during halftime, but then he was fine. He said he couldn't get no air in his lungs or something like that. That's why we seen that second half burst. But it's just one of them things. I wanted to see Tyrese Halliburton, perform in a
In a high
big
pressure
game,
game.
a
Okay, I see what
high
you're saying.
pressure game, and it ain't like this, And the thing I like about it again, this ain't no playoff series. This ain't no if you lose this, you got another chance. No, you lose, it's done. You're out. And this is against one of the top two teams that we're talking about in the Eastern Conference. Everybody had Indiana wrote off. Everybody had Indiana wrote off.
Yeah.
None of us had Indiana winning this game in our bracket. Let's just keep it a buck. I don't
But
think, nigga, there's probably the only people that's going to have Indiana winning this game is Indiana Pacer fans. Nobody else had them winning this game. So
did,
I feel like all that matters.
did you see in the group chat when I had told Ray that the Pacers when I told the Pacers record and the Lakers record, and I said they both was undefeated in the end season tournament, and he got upset. They still regular season games. They regular season games. I just feel like it's being inconsistent just based on who wins. If Boston would have won this game, I think. I don't know.
But
It could
see,
just
let's see, if Boston would have won this game, I definitely still would. Um, I would have looked at first I would have looked at
It
how they
wouldn't have held no
lost.
weight. It wouldn't have
Well,
held no
no, if
weight.
they would have lost, first I would have looked at how they lost. You know, like is it a close game or like I'm looking at then I'm breaking more of it down. It's the same way how you breaking down Boston because I looked at their numbers too because Brown and Tatum they did their thing, but shit, Jaylen
They couldn't hit
Brown
no threes.
they couldn't shoot no. Jaylen Brown 28% from three, Jason Tatum 25% from three, but they was 50 and 60% from the field. They just couldn't
Yeah.
make no shot. They just couldn't make no threes. And
And
I'm gonna
Halliburton
be
hitting
honest,
them niggas
bro.
with
This is a
4 point
thing
play.
that a lot of people is not bringing up. We can't sit here and act like we was bigging up this nigga Drew Holiday and act like that nigga Tyrese Halliburton wasn't cooking his ass. Go
Yeah.
back and watch that game. We've been
Yeah.
sitting here bigging up Drew Holiday and Tyrese Halliburton cooked his ass. That nigga
But
had that nigga spinning around like
we
two,
been
three
kind of
times.
hating
I'm
on
like, hold
Holiday
on,
though.
man. Huh?
We've been hating on Holiday for a minute though. We know Holiday ain't all that. But
I ain't been
yeah,
hating
he
on.
got
I'm
cooked
I'm
though.
talking strictly defense. I'm not talking about nothing Holiday's doing on offense.
Oh,
I've
just yeah.
defense. I ain't talking about offense. I'm talking about strictly defense. If nothing else, I know that Drew Holiday is a elite perimeter defender, and he was getting cooked.
Yeah.
He was getting killed. And if anybody
Yeah.
think I'm lying, go back and watch. That nigga had that nigga spinning around 2 times and shit. I'm like, what is that, Drew Holiday, or is that somebody else wearing his number? Because I'm like, ain't no way in hell Halliburton is doing him like this. But I just feel like for me personally, that was a good test for Holiday. Just him going against Boston in that type of environment, in that type of game where it's
Yeah.
literally lose or go home. It ain't like, what I'm saying, it ain't like you going home for the season. Of course, the season's still going on. But when we talking about what you playing for the first, you get to say that you was the first to get this motherfucker.
Yeah.
So
I ain't gonna
that's
say
why.
if Pacers win it, if they run the table, that's gonna really mean something to me. But this the this the quarterfinals, and it's like, yeah, I just feel like people just can't wait to crown Halliburton. He just the media
And
darling.
I'm not
He's the media
I'm
darling.
not trying to crown him and just be like, but I at the same time, I just can't ignore what I'm seeing. I mean, right now, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm talking about just an all-around point guard that can do anything, and I'm talking health included, Tyrese Halliburton, the best point guard in the league. I'm not saying he's a better scorer than Steph. I'm not saying he's a better defender than Drew. I'm not saying he's a better facilitator than like a CP3 or someone like that. But when you just look at an all-around point guard, as far as points, scoring, rebounding, assist, I feel like he's one of the best all-around point guards we have right now. Him and Trae Young are the only 2 point guards right now, or shit, maybe the only 2 players averaging 25 and 10 assists right now. And we know how I
Yeah,
feel about Trae Young because he turns the ball over. Tyrese Halliburton didn't turn the ball over last night.
I definitely think it's gonna be. But I feel like the only how can I put this? The only way this will hold weight for me is if they win it. Like the quarterfinals
But you know
against
what, though?
Boston is cool because it's one game. But if you win the whole
Right,
thing,
but it's an
it'll hold
elimination
some weight.
game. And then let's see who wins this game tonight between Milwaukee and the Knicks. If they go and take out Boston and Milwaukee, I don't even give a damn if they lose that last game.
Ah,
I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. They take out Boston and Milwaukee, I don't give a damn. Cause shit, I'm gonna have to give them the same respect, the same way I gave the Heat last year. They took out Milwaukee and Boston to get to that finals, and they lost. But I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I understand it's one game, but say, nigga, you got to take advantage of them situations when they get handed to you.
I'll slightly give credit if they beat both
And
Boston
just
and Milwaukee.
because on top of that, nobody is expecting them to win. I'm telling you, everybody's bracket got fucked up yesterday. I don't even know if that bracket was for money or not, but nigga, I'm telling you right now, everybody lost but Pacers fans. Nobody picked them niggas to win.
Yeah,
Porzingis
yeah.
or not, I think we are still looking at Boston as the more talented team. Am I wrong?
Nah, cause I said it in my prediction. I said even if they ain't got Porzingis, they should win this
They're
game. So
still the
I
more
did use that. Yeah,
roster for roster, they're still the more talented team.
you right.
Now, we could go more in depth into it. We've always said Boston was stupid, And we all thought the stupid nigga was Marcus Smart. He gone. What's y'all excuse?
I
He's
think I think
gone.
I don't think it's no excuse, but I do just think Tatum and Brown probably just not what we think they could be.
Bro,
I
bro,
honestly think that.
I done said this and I got killed. I said this to y'all. I said, how long has these dudes been together? How much longer are we gonna have to wait? Everybody keep calling these niggas young. I ain't trying to hear that shit. These niggas done been in the Eastern Conference Finals every year.
They
It
been
ain't
to the
been a
damn
year. They
finals
ain't been
too.
there.
Yeah. But it's
There
my
hasn't
thing.
been a year.
They both was under. They both still under 30. So it's just kind of hard for you to write
I
off.
get it, but it's just like at one point, are we going to wave off that age shit for experience? How many
Right
niggas
now.
outside
Right
of
now.
LeBron? How many niggas outside of LeBron can we say have been to that many conference finals in a row?
No,
Like,
you ain't
that's
wrong. That's why
what
I said.
they're doing. That's
But
what
see
they
now,
doing, bro.
but that's why I was telling you, Chris. I said this is more glaring for Boston, Tatum, and Brown. But now you see
But you
why
know
I'm
what?
saying that.
Well, you know what? I guess glaring for everybody else because I've been said it. But if we talking about putting it in public eye, yes, I can feel you on that. It could be a lot more glaring if we trying to actually create a narrative and say, hey man, we need to start talking about Boston a little bit more because how long these niggas been together? 6, 7 years?
Boy, they been together, yeah, damn near a decade.
I mean, this ain't football. These niggas come in at 18, 19 years old, so they've been together
But
for a long time.
see, I think that's where our wires got crossed when I was texting because it's not that I'm poo pooing what Halliburton and them did, but it's kind of was just that. Yeah, Tatum and Brown just probably ain't it, and they probably not go win together. And it's just
This is
like
their
because these
seventh
high
season
pressure
together.
games. See, yeah,
This is
there's
their
another.
seventh.
Yeah.
This is their seventh season. They've been to 6 Eastern Conference Finals and they've been to 1 Finals.
See, and to lose in this high stakes game, everybody watching the first, and this the first quarterfinal knockout game. Period. This was the very first one, so everybody was watching it, and for them to lose how they lost, I just. That's the only reason why I said it was more on them, Halliburton. But I get why people were saying I'm kind of poo pooing Halliburton now. But I'm just really just looking at Boston. They supposed to be contenders, and they're losing a high
I
pressure
feel
game
you.
to this sorry. Well, I ain't gonna say sorry team, but a team that you beat
They ain't
by
sorry,
50.
but we just looking at it like if this was a 7-game series, Boston is gonna win. I think we can.
Yeah,
I think we're comfortable enough to say that Boston will win in a 7-game series. I
yeah,
would think that I'm comfortable enough to say that.
yeah. Oh, they
But
should. And the fact that
see,
we can't guarantee it is crazy.
like now I
And
can't, bro, because it's just like I don't feel, bro. Like I said, I said it last year. Y'all niggas looked at me crazy. How long are we gonna keep giving these niggas a pass? And they'd have been together this long. I don't care what else y'all got around y'all. Y'all are one of the top 2 duos in the league.
but because it
Everything
was
else
it.
around y'all, huh?
You got to think about it. They lost to Golden State. They lost to Miami, and you like, okay, oh, that's kind of understandable. Losing to Pacers is absolutely not understandable. We don't care, and it's just
I
like
mean,
you can't.
I
There's
still
no
can't.
defense for this.
It's still kind of not even. It still ain't even. It's like it's still not understandable. Like it's how much longer? And it's like, look, they've lost to Miami. They've lost to uh Cleveland that first year when Tatum was a rookie. They keep and then they got to the finals. There's no reason why they shouldn't have beat Golden State,
But
in
at the
my
same
opinion.
time, you like it's Steph. Like you know what I'm saying. Like Steph is a guy you like. You can't poo poo. You just can't.
Yeah, I
You
feel you
can't
on that. I
kill him
feel
too
you.
hard on stuff. But the
Yeah,
Halliburton shit is just this is just like
but
way
this,
more eye opening. Now I'm on completely on your side. I don't want to hear no Boston nothing.
yeah. So, but
That's
now I
all.
guess that just kind of and then we can move on. This just kind of brings me to how much longer do we think they're gonna keep this experiment going? Because at this point, you don't pay Jaylen Brown, you're going to pay Jason Tatum. That's not even a question. So it's like, and he's gonna get what Jaylen Brown get, what, 300 million? Jason Tatum gonna be
Yeah,
eligible for what, 330, 340, whatever
something
the
like
number gonna
that.
be is when
Yep,
it go up.
even
Come
more.
on, bro. If you're gonna be paying these niggas almost $1 billion
Whew.
between the two of these niggas,
That's
That's all I
crazy.
nigga. You're going to be paying these niggas short of $1 billion between two people.
I said,
And if
I
I pay you that much and you can't get me to a championship and get me number 8, what they on 16, 17? You can't get me
yeah,
number 18? Come on, man.
I told you, Jalen Brown for Trey Young.
We done seen, bro, it's like when we talk about the two franchises that got the most, hell, since the last time Boston won, they won, we done seen the Lakers win 3.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and shit. The year that the Lakers got that third one, they lost to the Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals. So, come on, man. All right, like this is what he's supposed to go there, but I'm sick of this Boston love, man. Shit. I
It
know
just
we
they
looking at
both was just so young, man.
I know, but fast forward, I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at right now. It's been too long. I mean, Miami shouldn't even dog walk them the way they did last year. Miami was just so bad that they allowed them to get back to a game 7, but Miami shouldn't even put them in that position to begin with in the first place. But I don't know. I'm tired of talking about these bums. But we gonna hop into the second game. I really ain't gonna. I mean, knock you too much. The Pelicans and the Kings. But I mean, I know you say you was gonna kill Zion. I get it why, but at the same time, I kind of do just want to give that nigga Brandon Ingram a little praise. That nigga had a damn good game. I mean, I know we looking at Zion like he's supposed to be that guy, but I mean,
I,
it's just one of them. It's just one of the things to me. It's any given day, either any one of them niggas can have a cold night and the other one just go off. And I think we
I, I,
saw that last night. Now he
I,
did. Now Zion did underperform. Don't get me wrong. I ain't finna sit here and try to make no excuses. Nigga, 10 points is 10 points. But but
that's crazy.
you know.
I think it's on even more crazy. It was 10 points in a win. In a win was what makes it crazy. Now, if he had 10 points and they
Mm-hmm.
lost, we'd have been like, man, they needed Zion. But for you to have 10
Yep.
points, and would have been like, they kind of won comfortably. They kind of won comfortably with him only having 10. I,
He
you
didn't have
know
to do
what?
anything.
He didn't have to do. And I've been saying it. That bench is more important than they starters, bro. They win more competitive games with a fully healthy bench than a fully healthy Zion and Ingram together. And we done seen it.
Oh
They
yeah, because
bench have been
you saw, bro. Well, because you saw what he had to do when they had a lot of them injuries. Look what happened when because didn't Herb Jones come back? C.J. McCollum
uh
came. Oh no, that was a Trey Murphy that was hurt. I
Trey
think.
Murphy. Trey Murphy came back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came back. He contributed. We see C.J. McCollum. We know what he mean. So, say man, it's like if that team is fully healthy, just like you said, ain't no reason why. And I get it. You don't want to see Zion, scoring no goddamn 10 points. But it's almost crazy. So it's like this nigga scored 10 points and they won.
Like,
They
and
won
it
by
wasn't. It
10.
was comfortably. Yeah, like it wasn't no. Oh, we had to struggle get this. I kind of had a feeling throughout that whole game that the Pelicans was gonna win. Like it was never no. Oh, Ingram's like heroically saved the day. It was just kind of like the Pelicans fully healthy with that bench with just Ingram. That's good enough. And I just think you gotta choose between them. Because the fact you gotta think about it, Chris, they lost to the Jazz twice without Laurie Markkinen. Ingram and Zion played. They lost to the Bulls without uh Zach LaVine. Ingram and Zion played. And it's just kind of like you gonna have to pick. And I just haven't been feeling Zion's effort all year. All year he hasn't been consistently playing with effort. So
I think
I
right
just would
now,
pick. I'll just pick and choose. Man.
well, I mean, I get it. I mean, even still right now, I still feel like Zion is still a little overweight. He trying to play his way back into shape because he ain't coming to the season like at the way he should have been. But I think last night, I think he was just I really feel like he was more or less just playing decoy last night. He only took 8 shots.
But see, it's the not hustling on defense. It's the jogging.
Well, yeah, all that, all that definitely because like even Charles Barkley said, and I ain't had no choice but to agree with the nigga. There's no reason why this nigga should not be averaging a double double. There's no reason why. As explosive
Easily.
as you easily, you should be averaging a double double. Like the way that you be attacking the basket and getting your own
And,
offensive rebounds and your misses and shit like that. There's no reason why you shouldn't easily be
and,
averaging a double
and,
double.
and
Like
what's my
we
biggest
would.
criticism of the Kings, Chris? I've been saying it since they got Sabonis. What's my biggest criticism against the Kings?
No true big man. They can't rebound.
They can't rebound and they can't protect the paint.
They
Why
can't.
aren't
Yep.
you getting 30 against the Kings consistently? Because he killed the Kings one time, but it's just Zion, bro. He too up and down, bro, and it's just I think it's the
Yeah,
effort
man.
thing.
Cause
He
shit.
probably just
The
don't
only
want to
reason,
be there.
cause shit. Sabonis he got 13. But hell, let Zion have been showing some effort. Because I think that was just off of him just being able to box that nigga Valanciunas out. But shit, that nigga Valanciunas ain't had no good game. That nigga, I mean, a bad game. He went for 18 and 11. So shit.
At this point, bro, with a healthy Ingram and a healthy bench, I think that healthy bench is more is more relevant than Zion. They need that bench more than they need Zion, and I think that's crazy.
Um.
They ain't had Alvarado. Alvarado just came back too, and
Yeah,
the
he
little shit
played.
he was doing. So it's like Trey Murphy, but it's combined though, Chris. Trey Murphy, Alvarado, Larry Nance, like just the whole bench unit is more important than Zion if you got a healthy end.
I don't even think Larry Nance played last night.
Nah, he didn't play, but I'm just saying, like, just all those together are better than Zion. I trust that Pelicans team than when you just got Ingram and Zion, and it's just like it shouldn't be like that. If you got your two stars, you should be more comfortable
I
than
feel
one of your
you on. I,
stars in your
yeah,
bench.
I feel you on that. I just feel like that's just one of them weird teams where they gotta have everybody because if I feel like really, I feel like you can. I feel like the important piece to this is CJ McCollum. I feel like if all them other dudes ain't there and you still have CJ, I think that'd be all right because when I feel like there's no CJ, then you just got both of them niggas trying to take turns. I think that's where the problem comes in
They were
because
losing with all three. They was losing with all three of them because you got to
at
think
the
about it
beginning of the
too.
season,
Yes, they wasn't playing because they don't play defense like that. All three of them, like they up and down defensively.
oh
Alvarado,
well,
Trey
yeah.
Murphy, they bring the defense and the Herb Jones and like they supplement the defense. I feel like if you just had CJ and you just had Ingram in that bench, I feel like they'll be better off than if you add Zion to that.
Oh yeah, but
Just
Herb
because,
Jones, he missed some games too, didn't he?
yeah. And I'm
Yeah, he missed
saying
some games. Yeah,
Ingram and Zion didn't miss none. They're there.
yeah,
And it's like they
yeah.
didn't look
I
good
feel you.
against terrible competition. I
Yeah,
just
and
don't think
I
they'll
think
work
that's
together.
just I only think like you said they only work together when everybody else is there, which is weird, which is very very weird. I don't understand it, but I guess they got to have everybody else there for them to mold or mesh. Like I don't know, bro.
But this what I'm saying. We just seen them. Everybody was there. The only person that didn't play good was Zion, and they didn't need it.
Yeah,
So do they really need it?
he just really wasn't shooting it like that. He only took 8 shots.
But what else did he bring to the game outside of his 25 points?
A distraction. That's all he was at that point was a distraction. Like he only took 8 shots. You know, donut from three, and he had 6 assists and 6 rebounds. For a normal nigga, that ain't bad. And it's sad
Yeah.
because only him and Ingram was the only two with a plus and plus minus as far as starters. He had a +4, Ingram had a +3. That ain't a lot, but I mean that's still crazy how they the only two that had a plus as far as plus minus go. Everybody else on the bench had plus except Cody Zeller, but that nigga ain't even played for 5 minutes, so I ain't even really counting him. But
Hey, Zion started coming around that second half. He started putting a little run together by himself. I think he scored like 6 in a row. But my thing
Yeah,
is
because I'm
trade
looking
him to
right now. He
Chicago. You
had
heard them rumors?
because he only had 2 points. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Zion had 2 points in the first half. Went one from three for the field. Attempted 1 3-pointer and missed. Uh, shit had 2 rebounds, 2 assists. But the thing that I don't like is that he had 4 turnovers. I mean, I know he was trying to pass the ball and get others involved, so I ain't too mad at it. I just don't want to see that turnover number like go up because then I'm gonna have to talk about his ass.
I just think he don't want to be there, and it's just like
Oh, I
cool
mean, it's
because
glaring now, but it's just so. I mean, and I hate that because sometimes, bro, I'm just like, nigga, you're winning. You're winning. Like
I
that's the
don't
one
think he
thing I
cares
will
about
say. I
winning. Do you
And
think he
that's what I
cares
was
about
just about to
winning?
say. That's what I was just about to say. That's the thing I hate about these like new young niggas. I think that they be so worried about what the fuck they at, but they be winning, and it's like, oh no, I don't want to be here. That's why I say the NBA is too predicated on like with some of these people where they actually playing instead of what's actually going on with the team.
Yeah, man. And
Because all these
I don't.
niggas want to be in Miami. Like unless you a team that's just really winning like that and you a real juggernaut, nigga, everybody trying to be in Miami or California.
I'm just putting Zion on effort watch for sure, and I just want to see
Absolutely.
just like how they play with him without him because he gonna start sitting out some back to backs. I'm just tracking it, bro. And they was talking about he want to play with Levine in Chicago, some weird shit. So it's just like I don't
Oh yeah,
know,
you
bro.
seen that video
Yeah,
where he was talking to somebody
I
with
think
the
it was an
Bulls
assistant
talking about
coach.
yeah,
Yeah,
talking about Coach Chicago, like, oh man, don't say it too loud. I'm like, come on, bro.
I
Like
just don't.
this
Even,
this
I just wouldn't want it on my team at this point. Just go on about your business. I think they'll be all right without him. Get you like a couple first round picks because I don't even think his trade value is super high.
I mean, it'll probably be high come trade deadline as he kind of slims down, and I think we'll see his play elevate. But I mean, and niggas was calling me crazy, bro. I mean, and I'll say it again. I don't feel like they should have paid him.
They should have,
That's just
man.
me. I'm like, I don't understand how you give somebody a max contract that ain't really been on the court, and then as soon as you pay him, we worried about this nigga. First of all, we worried about him on the court as far as not being able to play, overweight, and all this off the court fucking with porn stars. It's just like it was just too much going on to justify giving that nigga that much money, especially when you go into a game like this. And granted, you won, but nigga, 10 points. Ain't nobody else on that team played like that but you. So we're gonna talk about you like all the rest of these high-paid niggas in the league: the Ants, the ADs, the LeBrons, the Browns, Tatum coming up, Trey, Luca, Halliburton. We finna talk about you like the rest of these niggas that just got this bread, bro. And he ain't been living up to that shit. I mean, it is what it is. All this soft ass effort and shit. But shit, niggas ain't gonna get no soft ass effort when they looking for their direct deposit. That's the only thing I be
Fact,
saying, man. Ain't gonna be no soft effort. Shit, you gonna be trying to flip some shit over with that direct deposit don't come through.
fact.
And so I
That's
just be like,
all,
y'all
bro.
niggas, man. That's why when niggas be crying about these back to backs, I'm like, man, you making $40 million wrong. You worried about playing for 2.5 hours
2 days
back to
in a
back
row.
days.
Yeah.
Nigga, we gotta go to work 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. I ain't trying to hear that shit.
And now everybody feel where I'm coming from. Once you start looking, seeing what these dudes get paid and what they have to do for it. Nah, bro.
Oh,
I
bro,
know it was hard to get to the league,
I've
but
been an advocate of that, bro. Like, I know it's hard and everything, but it's like, nigga, once you make it and you get that bag, nigga, or shit, even if you don't, nigga, you still making more than the average nigga. You ain't working no damn 40 hours a week. I don't give a damn what you saying. You niggas do not practice like that no more.
and then when
Practice?
then they do 3 hours. Like when they do work on their own, it be like 3 hours. Like you get them 3 hour workouts. Like it don't
If
be
that,
long
nigga,
workouts. Yeah,
if
it don't be
that.
long workouts.
Them niggas don't be,
No.
bro. These niggas do not be doing all that shit, bro. These niggas, the games is pretty much keeping these niggas in shape. These niggas don't really work out until the off season, bro. During the season, they ain't really doing all that, bro. Like, yeah, they getting they like reps in and stuff like that, like the little like, man, these niggas ain't working like that. You be looking at these niggas get 2 hours in 2 days a week because of how many games they got to play. So that's 4 right there. Let's say you got to play 3 games this week. That's 2.5 times. Man, no, I ain't trying to hear that shit. These niggas ain't working no 40-hour work weeks.
Nah. Hell no. Hell no.
That's why I don't be giving a damn like, oh, a back to back. Yeah, nigga, a back to back. You gonna be off the next day. Stop whining. It ain't like you finna practice or nothing like that. You may watch a little film, but nigga, y'all niggas ain't finna do nothing. We already know that. Nigga, y'all done talked about this shit for too long. Y'all niggas don't really be practicing like that. Y'all done exposed yourself. That's why I'm gonna be liking all these fake ass videos these niggas be posting of themselves cooking niggas at LA Fitness.
Man,
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that bullshit ass scrimmage game.
That should be killing me, bro. The pictures, it's the still photos in the gym with sweat. Hey, bro, I ain't no telling what you doing.
Who are these niggas y'all playing against?
I
You
think
go
they
back
just
and
in there
watch
getting
them, bro. You
shots
go back and watch them videos, bro. These niggas are just running up and down the court. It's like a layup line, or they just spotting up and pulling up, nigga. I don't be seeing y'all niggas doing nothing y'all finna do in a real game.
Hey, man, I'm finna have to hop off in a minute, man.
But shit, that's all I'm gonna do for the NBA, right? Shit. You
right,
good?
man.
Appreciate you hopping on. I'm finna transition into this NFL shit, bro. But I'm gonna holler at you.
Salute to you. Go Cowboys.
Yeah.
I love that ranking, man. But
all right, bro. But yeah, man. But before we go ahead and get into our next topics, we're gonna go ahead and get into we're gonna go ahead and get into this NFL, man. And if anybody, that hop in the comments that wanna try to hop on, I'm posting the link in the comments to hop on. We can have a little conversation. If y'all just want to, give y'all a little spiel on what I'm discussing. But yeah, man. So what we finna do is get into you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do my top 10. We can go ahead and get into my top 10. Yeah, let me go ahead and get that pulled up for y'all. And because I know I'm probably gonna have some, once they see this later, I'm gonna have some haters. But let's go ahead and get this pulled up. Mm-hmm. There you go. Now, yeah, I already know some of y'all gonna hate on it, but that's all right. I ain't worried about it. But y'all can read it and weep. I'm finna go ahead and put it on the screen. White boy Chris top 10 after week 13. Everybody was trying to say, oh, look, man, I know how my list, I know what the fuck I'm doing, right? So after week 13, I got the 49ers at number 1. Baltimore, I got at number 2. Cowboys at 3. Eagles at 4. Lions at 5. Dolphins at 6. Chiefs at 7. Jags at 8. I got the Texans at 9. And my sneaky pick I have at 10 this week are the Green Bay Packers. Now, just starting from the bottom going up, the Green Bay Packers are 6-6 right now. If we go look at the standings, of course, across the NFC, I kind of trust them a little more than any other NFC team that has the same record as them right now, because nobody has 7 wins. They're all like between, I think, Dallas, or I think 9-3 is the lowest, schedule, and then from there is like 6-6. I don't think anybody in the NFC has over 7 right now, or even is at 7, right? So I kind of trust them more. And then on top of that, I trust them more than any 7-5 team outside of the Texans in the AFC right now. So that's why I have Green Bay at 10, especially if who was that Watson that went down with that hamstring is able to come back. I think it was just a little hamstring, I think he'll be okay. I don't think he's gonna miss any time. It didn't look too serious. So that's that. The Texans are 7-5. I trust them a lot more than shit. Let's just go ahead and pull it up. Let me go ahead and pull up the standings. Like, no, this list is not based strictly on standings, but if we're just talking about right now who they were to match up against, who I trust more. So let's just go back. So yeah, like I said, there's no team in the NFC right now. Even the division leading Falcons are at 6-6, but there's no other team that is above 6 wins. The next, the Cowboys, the Niners, and the Lions are all at 9-3. They have the lowest record below the Eagles. Then after that is all these 6-6 teams. The Rams, Seahawks, Vikings, Packers, and Falcons are all at 6 wins. Again, I still think the Seahawks are going to make the playoffs, but just looking at the schedule that the Green Bay Packers have for the rest of the season, and the fact that they just beat the Chiefs, yeah, the Seahawks was in a shootout with the Cowboys, but I just like the way the Green Bay Packers look a little more. I think they're really finally coming together. I like their quarterback a little bit more. I like their receivers a little bit more. I think Christian Watson is coming. Pause. I think he is showing up. I don't think the Vikings are going to be able to keep this run going with Joshua Dobbs as their quarterback. We saw what happened. And yeah, I mean, I understand that like I said, Christian Watson went down with that injury. It's a hamstring injury. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and just look at what it is right now. His availability is uncertain, but they're playing the Giants. Do I think that him missing the Giants game is going to kill them? No, because the Giants, the Giants are out of the playoffs, man. At this point, they just playing hard just to finish out the season hard, especially since they got, old boy, I can't even think of his name. I can't, DeVito, I think that's his name, that's playing quarterback. But yeah, so that's that. The Texans. The Texans are 7-5. The Texans are 7-5 right now. So with that loss that the Jags just had, they're only one game. You know, they're one game behind the Jags, and I know that I think the coach is still above them just when it comes to head-to-head matchups. But let's just name all the 75 teams, right? So we have the Steelers, the Browns, the Colts, and the Texans all at 7-5. And now, mind you, the Broncos and the Bills have a worse record than them. And look at who the Bills have to play coming up. Look at who now the Broncos, they got to play the Chargers. I'm not saying that's going to be a rollover. That's a division game. They got to play the Lions. They got to play the Chargers again, and they got to end with the Raiders. So that's 3 division games out of these last 5. And I don't think they're just going to dog walk them. Then you got to play the Lions. The Patriots, I don't know what the hell that game going to do because the Patriots clearly just have the Chargers to 6 points. I don't know. I really don't know. But when we just look at their schedule, it ain't like that's no cakewalk. You know what I'm saying? The Bills, they're 6-6. They have to play the Chiefs coming up. That can go either way. They got to play the Cowboys. They have to play the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Dolphins. That ain't no simple schedule either. And they're a 6-16. Now, let's look at the Texans. The Texans have the Jets this weekend, which of course you just have to worry about getting past their defense because nobody believes in the Jets offense. The Titans are a roller coaster. Do we think the Browns are going to keep this level of play up? Then they got the Titans again, and they got the Colts. I can easily see them maybe going 3-2, 4-1 over these next 5 games. I don't think that's crazy to say. I don't think that's crazy to say at all. So that's them just my little sneaky two. 9 and 10 is kind of always the hardest two spots. Everybody else is kind of like for the most part, they all winning their division. San Fran winning theirs, Baltimore winning theirs, Cowboys and the Eagles, of course, they always in the dogfight. But then the Lions, yeah. So for the most part, all of the teams in the top 8 are leading their division. So they're not really hard as far as picking the teams. It's just more or less the order. With me, it's always the last two, right? But the Jags, I think we can understand after that loss last night. That's pretty much self-explanatory. The Chiefs, after that loss to the Packers, I don't think it's crazy to put them below these two because the Chiefs are now at 4 losses and they just don't look good. I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is going to be enough deodorant to cover up the stench that is going on in Kansas City right now. I just don't. I do not think that he is going to be enough to. Now, don't get me wrong. That last throw that he threw to I can't remember who, that was a clear pass interference. Anybody with eyes can see that. I don't know how the refs didn't call that. That was a clear pass interference. But we all know how this go. Sometimes the refs miss calls, but we're not going to act like that one play was what cost them this game. So that's the only way that I could kind of look at it like that. And even on that little bogus roughing the passer call, that late hit when he was still clearly in bounds and they threw the flag, right? The Dolphins. I want to just go into a little, I guess just a little rant of my own right now about the Dolphins. Can we stop acting like, before last week that the Dolphins weren't in the same boat like we was talking about the Cowboys? Honestly, can we stop acting like that the Dolphins is just this gauntlet that's just been beaten because they haven't. Why haven't we been having is it because Tyreek is so explosive or whatever? Is that why we haven't been having this same conversation about Miami? Because look, niggas bring it up when they want to. But when it comes to the Cowboys, and I understand, America's team and all that, yada, yada, yada. But can we keep the same type of energy for everybody? We was all talking about the Cowboys. Oh, they got bum rushed by the 49ers. Oh, they lost to the Eagles. And then that bad loss they had against the Cardinals. We're like, oh, the Cowboys ain't beat nobody. Okay, can we talk about the Dolphins losing to the Bills after they beat the shit out of the Broncos? Hmm? Hmm? We not gonna talk about that? Okay, we ain't gonna talk about that. So are we gonna talk about the Dolphins losing to the Eagles? Everybody was talking about the Eagles having all these close games. Shit. In case I forgot, in case memory serves me right, that was the one game I believe that the 31-17. That was the one game that the Eagles handled the Dolphins. I mean, that the Eagles handled somebody easily. I shortchanged them. I gave them 10. They beat them by 14. Can we stop acting like they didn't lose against the Chiefs? They was getting their ass whooped and tried to come back, and make a rally and still ended up losing. Them niggas didn't score until the second half, man. They ain't scored until the second half. So we just got to stop acting like the Dolphins just been running the table to everybody they've been playing because they haven't. Yes, they have an explosive offense, but they haven't. Let's just look at their schedule, man. So because y'all think I'm playing. The Dolphins had the Chargers the first game of the season, 36-34. Close game. Okay, but I don't judge, how some teams play at the beginning of the season because you have to kind of see how it shapes out. That's why when everybody keep talking about the Eagles and that Patriots game was close, I don't that was the first game of the season. We know that first game is not tell the tale of how these teams are going to play the rest of the season. We see that now with the Patriots. They're playing like straight ass. So you play the Dolphins, and again, here go the Patriots right here, 17-24. That was a close game. The Dolphins play them niggas again. I feel like they're gonna blow them out, and they got to play them again anyway. And then here we go, week 3, 70-20. Put a by a 50 piece, right? Bills 48-20. Then after that, dog walk the Dolphins 31-16. Dog walk the Panthers 42-21. Come against some competition. Eagles, Dolphins 31-17. Ain't nobody want to talk about that though. Oh shit, they already played the Patriots twice. I said it wasn't gonna happen again. 17-31. Beat them by 14. That'll work. Here we go against the Chiefs. 14-21. You lost against some competition again. The Raiders. That game too close for comfort. 20-13. Only a 7-point win. You know what? It is what it is. Here we go with the Jets. 34-13. Here we go with the Commanders. 45-15. Can we stop acting like they just been out here beating these niggas' ass when they haven't? Can we keep the same energy, or is that just too hard for y'all to do? Because when it came to the Cowboys and they got their ass whooped by the 49ers, it was a close game against Philly. Yeah, they had that bad loss against the Cardinals, but guess what? They've been doing the same thing the Miami Dolphins been doing. When they come against these teams that they supposed to beat, they've been beating the shit out of them. And matter of fact, they probably been doing it better than Miami because I don't feel like that Raiders game should have been that close. But that's neither here nor there. So that's just my little spiel. Can we keep the same energy about these niggas? Is that too? Because guess what? We finna find out a lot about them niggas coming up, man. They finna play the Titans next week. We know the Titans on the roller coaster, but it better not be no tough competition. Then they got the Jets. Then they got the Cowboys, the Ravens, and the Bills to finish off the season. Them last 3 games right there gonna tell us everything we need to know. They're gonna tell us everything we need to know because them 2 games right there, the Titans and the Jets, if they do what they're supposed to do, that's 11 wins already right there. They 9-3. That's 11 wins. Especially if they get that second one against the Jets, they're gonna win the division against that. At that point, it's clinched. You beat the Jets twice. You beat everybody else in your division. The only one loss you have in your division is against the Bills. The Bills are lost against the Jets already. The Bills and shit, they 6-6. They done lost games in division already. They lost against the Jets already. Hell, they lost against the Bengals already. They lost against the Broncos. They lost against the Patriots. Nigga, the Bills ain't winning this division. So the Miami Dolphins pretty much got that locked up with these next 2 games if they go ahead and take care of business against the Jets and the Patriots. But can we stop acting like that they ain't doing the same exact thing as the Dallas Cowboys? Is that too much to ask? The Miami Dolphins and the Dallas Cowboys have been the same exact team. They've been beating the shit out of these bottom feeder ass teams. And then when it comes down to the places of competition, we all scratching our head wondering what the hell happened to that team we was watching play these other teams, man. I just named off the teams that the Dolphins beat, and I just named off the teams that they lost against. Then I named off the team that I feel like some of these games was too close. So can we stop acting like that they just been really just beating niggas like that when they lost against the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Eagles? At the time, we thought the Bills was a clear playoff team, but we know the Chiefs and the Eagles going. You only beat the Raiders by 7. You had a close game against the Chargers at the beginning of the season, which I'm not going to hold against you because we know these teams play different at the beginning of the season and when the season progresses. I'm a realist, but we're not going to act like the Miami Dolphins just some, you know what I'm saying? They beat the shit out of who they supposed to beat, but when it comes time to teams that we think going to be in the playoffs, they fold. And I'm going to leave it at that. So number 5, we got the Detroit Lions. Look, man, that game against the Saints was close, but the reason why I have them right here, if you ask me, out of those top 4 teams in the top 5, as far as who I think are gonna make the playoffs in the NFC, I think the Niners, the Cowboys, and the Eagles are all better than those teams. I mean, better than the Lions, even though they all have outside of the Eagles, they all have the same records for San Fran, the Cowboys, and the Lions. I feel like the Lions are, when you talk about the 4 teams in the NFC you got to worry about, the Lions are 4. I don't think that's crazy to say. The Lions are 4. So, yeah, they just had that magnificent win against the Saints. I didn't think they was going to come back the way they did, but, hey, you did what you had to do to win. You did what you had to do to win. So, I ain't going to hold too much against them for that. A dub is a dub. So I ain't got really too much to say on the Lions. The Eagles, I had them last week at number one. I don't think after the performance that they put on last week that they could have stayed there. And then on top of that, when you look at 3 and 4, number one team beat them both, man. They beat them both. So right now, the Cowboys are looking better than the Eagles, regardless of who they play. You play who you have to play, but the Cowboys are looking damn good. That was a damn good game for the against the Seahawks for the offense. I felt like that game, you know, relied heavy on them until the end of the game, where it was like, okay, defense, just get a stop so we can walk out of here unscathed. We got the lead. Now just get a stop. But other than that, that's kind of where I got the Eagles right now. They're just not looking as good. I don't want to hear that excuse about 3 games in 13 days. The Cowboys and the Seahawks had to do the same exact thing, and we saw what they did when they played one another. They put on a fucking show. So I don't want to hear no excuses about, oh, they had to play this many games at this many days. I don't care. I don't care. So Eagles at 4, Cowboys at 5, pretty much for all the reasons I explained. They've been looking damn good, played damn good against the Seahawks. Seahawks are playing for their playoff life. And you could tell it the way they was playing. And the Cowboys held their own. The defense didn't look impressive, but they stepped up when they were supposed to. They stepped up when they were supposed to. So that's why I got the Cowboys at 3. This next week coming up when the Cowboys play the Eagles is going to tell us a lot of what we need to know about the Cowboys, because it's never like that. It's a blowout against the Eagles. Excuse me. It's never a blowout. So that's just what I need to see. Baltimore, they were on a bye week, but right now, if you had to ask me, Baltimore and San Fran are the 2 top teams in the league. Just as far as the Ravens on defense, and the only knock against the Ravens is just they take their foot off the gas on offense. They get that lead and just want to take a break. But if they were to keep their foot on the gas, man, shit, no question. But number 2 for the Ravens. We'll see how they play against the Rams. And then I believe they have, damn, I forgot my own nigga schedule. And I had it off the top of my head too. That's what's crazy about it. So like I was saying, the Ravens, they got the Rams this week, and after that they got the Jags. So I mean, the Ravens got a little gauntlet coming up. I mean, the Rams, you never know. But then you got the Jags. If Trevor Lawrence come back, you got the 49ers, and you got the Dolphins, and you got the Steelers. That's a tough little schedule, that boy. I ain't gonna sit here and cap. I'm not gonna sit here and cap. But but lastly, San Francisco 49ers. I think that goes without saying. They beat the number 3 and number 4 team, who we consider to be the other top 2 teams in the NFC, and scored the same amount of points. They scored 42 on both of them. And y'all can say what y'all want to about, oh, Brock Purdy ain't nothing without his full squad. It ain't like, that first game against the Browns, he didn't lead a drive back and they just, got beat because they couldn't get a field goal off. We ain't finna act like that didn't happen. I am one that's gonna put some stuff into context. We're not finna act like that didn't happen. We're not finna act like, that it was a one possession game against the Vikings, that if they was able to get into the end zone one more time, they would have won that game. I mean, it was still a close. Now the only game to me, oh, excuse me, only game to me that's inexcusable is that Bengals game. That's the only game just because of the way they lost. Like Brock Purdy did not have his best game. He I think he had multiple interceptions. They lost by more than 10 points. If I remember right, George Kittle went off of that game, but Brock Purdy played bad. So, hey, but besides that, when they are fully healthy, they damn near might be the best team in the league. And I don't think that's crazy to say. I don't think that's crazy to say at all. But just to go over these last two games. You know what I'm saying? But that's the top 10 list. San Fran at 1, Baltimore at 2, Cowboys at 3, Eagles at 4, the Lions at 5, Dolphins at 6, Chiefs at 7, Jags at 8, Texas at 9, Packers at 10. That's White Boy Chris's top 10 list after week 10. So, read them in week. You know what I'm saying? You can argue with yourself in the mirror because it's the only one that's probably going to care. But we're going to get into, let's see, which games we're going to get into, man. Make sure it ain't some games I'm missing. I already talked about the Cowboys and the Seahawks last week. I guess we can go ahead and get into this 49ers Eagle game. Now look, anybody that's talked to me know that I try to put, things into perspective. I be like, oh, that was just a bad loss, yada yada. I don't think this is a bad loss, bro. I really don't. I think this is just what it is. If San Francisco can stay healthy this now, I'm not saying that last year. I'm not saying last year didn't happen. We know what happened. We know that Purdy went out. We know that he got injured. We know all that. I'm gonna step off real quick, but I'm gonna keep. But we not finna sit here and act like that San Francisco, when they fully healthy, is one of the best teams in the league. And we also not finna act like that the Eagles are the same team that we saw go to that Super Bowl last year. We just can't sit here and act like they're the same team. These dudes literally scored the same amount of points on both of the teams that we believe they're gonna have to see in the playoffs. Now, if you would have asked me today, do I think it's gonna be as bad as a beating that we saw today? I don't think so. But I still think they're gonna win them games. I still think they're gonna win them games. Whether or not, you know, they play in San Fran or gotta go on the road, I still think at the end of the day, they gonna win them games regardless. And shit, I just don't see it. They got they got too much firepower. The only way you gonna beat them is if you can score on them, bro. That's the only way. I don't think that you can stop them as far as offensively. If everybody is there, I don't think these niggas can be stopped. I just, bro, look. Y'all seen that black Air Force energy them niggas showed up with on Sunday? That shit was not no gimmick. Them niggas meant that shit. And they meant that shit with every part, every being, every fiber of their soul. They meant that black Air Force energy, man. They meant that shit. You can't make me believe otherwise. When them niggas said that they believe if Brock Purdy wouldn't have got hurt, they would have won that game. Say, man, it's kind of hard to believe now. I know the Eagles ain't that same team defensively, but it ain't like much has changed on the offensive side of the ball either. I mean, you got a different running back, if I'm not mistaken. All them linemen are still there, bro. They're still there. So how much has really changed on the offensive side? Now, I understand you got to, but sometimes, shit, when your defense ain't doing what they supposed to do, you're supposed to be able to go tit for tat. You're supposed to be able to go tit for tat on the offensive side. And I just don't feel like they were able to do that. And shit, I understand the 49ers, they'd have added some new pieces, but for the most part, they'd have added more pieces on the line. So if they line just that much better from this year to last year? I mean, I think so. But when you think about the type of team that Philly is, that physical team, it's like you should have been able to handle that. But again, I think that this will make people pay attention more to coaching. Because remember, both of their coordinators that they had last year are both gone. They them took their jobs in Indy and Arizona. And it looks like the one in Indy is doing a damn good job. Can't say too much about the coach in Arizona, but the one in Indy is doing a damn good job. And we see how some of these coordinators do make a difference. At least I do. Some people may not see it as important, but say, man, this Eagles team is not the same team. And I think, I mean, shit, they defense alone is like in the bottom 10 or something like that. It's not good. They've had to bury themselves out of holes to get all these wins recently. They just couldn't do that shit against San Fran. You can't do that against no top team like that. So that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I mean, honestly, it ain't really too much to say. But but yeah, man. I just feel like after that, 49ers like, yeah, y'all, because now don't get me wrong. I am a firm believer in a quarterback being able to figure it out if you got injuries on your team. We've seen all of them do it. We've seen Hurts do it. We've seen Lamar do it. We've seen Mahomes do it. We've seen Burrow do it without T. Higgins. We've seen Justin Herbert, still put up numbers without Mike Williams. Keenan Allen's been hurt at times last year. I mean, we've seen Kirk Cousins stringing together some wins when his top receiver went down. Hell, we still see Cleveland, Pittsburgh. I mean, Cleveland was still trying to string together wins when they starting QB went down. The defense took the assignment. So I'm just one of them. Like, say, man, I do believe that some of them games Purdy needs to win if he's not fully healthy. Well, if his squad, I'm sorry, if his squad is not fully healthy, because same, this is the NFL. I know it's bad to think like this, but somebody is going to get hurt eventually. Now, whether they can play through it or they have to sit out, it just depends. But this is the NFL. Injuries happen. So I understand that you prepare to play, fully healthy, but you also have to prepare for the worst if you're not. And don't get me wrong, I understand losing a nigga like Trent Williams is a major hit. But this ain't the first time we've seen somebody have to play with, a hurt offensive line or a bad offensive line. If you're talented enough or as talented as we think you are, we want to see you get through that. So that's just me. But that's just me. And then I'm gonna close it out with this. Is it safe for us to go ahead and say that the Chiefs are not the same team? And I know everybody be trying to throw their arms up in the muck and be like, oh no, man, Patrick Mahomes. Y'all niggas be trying to protect that nigga like Brady. And be trying to blame everybody else but him. But that's just me. Anybody tuning in, link is in the comments. If you want to hop in, talk anything, football, basketball, it don't matter. We can get you in here. But yeah, man, this Packers and the Chiefs, man, look, I know people are more looking at the Packers like, oh, that's a great win. They coming up. Can we not talk about the Chiefs? Can we not act like that? Maybe, just maybe, Tyreek Hill was kind of important to what y'all had going. Now, I understand y'all went back to the Super Bowl without him last year and y'all did y'all thing. But this year is Can y'all develop receivers? I'm just honestly can like let's just see, can y'all develop receivers? Cause let's just see. I mean, if you want to say McCall Hardman, cool. He was playing along Tyree for the for the most part. Cool. I ain't doing no big tripping. Maybe McCall Hardman, but he ain't even been looking too hot. Uh, yeah, like this season alone, he only has 9 catches this year. Yeah, that's not it. Maybe not. I mean, I understand that he was with the Jets first, but he only has 8 receptions with the Chiefs this year, and that's, let me see how many games that's in. 1, 2, 3, in 4 games. That's not good. I mean, I don't know, man. So let's keep going. Let's keep going because this is a conversation that might need to be had. Does Kansas City develop any receivers? So the other only one, so we got MVS, Marquez Valdez Scanlon. Now, of course, he didn't start there. He started with the Packers, but it's like he fell off a cliff. He was doing all right when he was in Green Bay. Of course, he wasn't the number one receiver, but damn. So you know what? We can't even use him because they didn't draft him. So right now, I guess the only ones that we have to go off of is Sky Moore, McCole Hardman, and Rashid White. Rashid White. I can't say his goddamn name. Rashid Rice, who they just drafted from SMU. And say, man, I just don't think the Chiefs develop receivers that good. I mean, they finally figured it out with Rashid Rice, so maybe we'll see something change with him. But that's the only one that maybe he may have a chance. Because right now, if we just look at his total stats, for the season, right? He has 52 catches for 591 yards and 5 touchdowns. But when we look at it, he got those touchdowns. I want to say, let's see, he got one against the Raiders. He got he got one against the Raiders. He got one against the Dolphins that I'm seeing right here. Got one against the Chargers, one against the Vikings, and one in the first game of the season against Detroit. Right? He cracked 100 yards that second time, that game against the Raiders. So I think they're trying to figure out how to use him. So that might be the only receiver we may have in recent history that the Chiefs have developed because they was riding on Tyreek Hill for so long. So I don't know. Everybody want to keep trying to blame everything on these receivers and catching the ball. We done seen plenty of teams around the league where receivers ain't catching the ball, but we ain't giving the quarterback no pass. But it seems like Patrick Mahomes the only one we trying to give a pass, man. And I ain't going for it. Like, if you're going to give him a pass, get everybody a pass. I understand he the goddamn golden child. He the chosen one, but shit. He ain't the only nigga that just dealing with niggas dropping passes. That's all I'm saying. He ain't the only one. And the sooner that we go ahead and just accept the fact that, hey, Patrick Mahomes is human. Like, we can't expect everybody to be Brady and take all these no-name niggas and make it work. Like, that nigga Pat need niggas that's actually going, like, shit. As hell. Even with, because, like, shit, Rashid Rice, he was a second round pick, a late second round pick. You know what I'm saying? McCall Hardman, he was a second round pick. Who was this? Marquez Valdez Stanley. Let's see where he got picked up. He was a 5th round pick that they got right now. You know, and we done seen Brady do this with shit. Julian Edelman, I believe, was a 7th round pick. So I don't know. Some of the best. I mean, some of them years we won them Super Bowls. Like I said, Julian Edelman was a 2nd round pick. I mean, a 7th round pick, if I'm not mistaken. And look what he was able to do with him. Yeah, he was a 7th round pick. Shit. Rob Gronkowski, 2nd round pick. Shit, even with when he was turning up with damn Wes Welker. It don't even show when he was picked. He may have been undrafted. He may have been undrafted. So, say, man, we might just have to go ahead and say Chiefs do not develop wide receivers well, and it is okay to say it. And if y'all niggas ain't gonna be, bold enough to say it, I will. Chiefs can't develop no wide receivers. I mean, shit, I really want to go back and see these receivers back when he was with the Eagles. See who all he actually drafted and developed. Me personally. Because I don't know, Deshaun Jackson was there before or after he got the. I think he was there after. Yeah, I think they drafted Deshaun Jackson and maybe he did something with him, but I don't know. But we can get off of that though. I just got some quick hitters. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, I just got some quick hitters. You know what? Let's go into this. These quarterback injuries are getting out of hand. Now, I don't know if I'd missed somebody. Excuse me if I did. But I think I got them all. I think 1, 2, 3. Oh, nope. Got to add one more. Forgot about him. And this list has just updated from this past weekend. So, yep. I don't did Ryan Tannehill get hurt or did he just get benched? I don't know. But anyway, here we go. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Burrow, Daniel Jones, whatever. Kirk Cousins, Trevor Lawrence, Kenny Pickett, Deshaun Watson, Anthony Richardson. I feel like I'm missing somebody, which is, oh my God, so fucking sad. But yeah, man, this is one of the worst years that we've seen as far as quarterback health. Say, man, I think at this point the NFL just got to realize that there's nothing more that they can do to protect these quarterbacks. They do so much, but injuries are gonna happen. Injuries are gonna happen, and I just kind of feel like it's one of the things where we've kind of gotten to this point with these quarterback injuries to where we can't sit here, as fans and look at the NFL and be like, oh, we need more rules to protect these niggas. I don't believe that's the case. Because look at these names. Aaron Rodgers, hurt. Burrow, hurt. Cousins, Lawrence, Pickett, Watson. These are all top receivers top quarterbacks in the league. And they all hurt. So I don't feel like that, there's nothing the NFL can do more to protect these dudes. Injuries are a part of the game. It sucks. You hate to see, your top dogs, for your top paid players or the players that all the eyes are on hurt. But man, this is a physical game. Some niggas built for it, some niggas ain't. But I believe this is one of the worst football seasons we've seen when it's come to quarterbacks because everybody's getting hurt. What's up, E?
What's up? How you doing, man? Okay,
Good, good.
so
What you got going?
I'm at the gym, but when it comes to just to interject, yeah, quarterbacks being hurt is part of the game. It's not about the safety because all these injuries were not dirty hits or nothing. It's just unfortunate. So
Yeah, and I just don't want the NFL to like go crazy and be like, oh, we got to do more to protect these guys. Like, there's nothing more you could do. Like, what you want to what you gonna do to make the offensive line for the Jets better by changing the rules? Hmm?
I mean, grass is better than the turf, though. That's a big
I mean,
deal.
now if you want to go into that, then we have to look at the actual injuries of like the injuries that these players, because Anthony Richardson ain't go out because of no turf. He just got lit the fuck up. Aaron Rodgers got lit up. But I mean, if you now when you talking about those type of injuries, like yeah, I can agree that there needs to be more conversation had about that. But I'm just looking at the standpoint is where NFL do not try to make no rule changes to protect these quarterbacks because there's nothing you could have done to prevent any of these injuries that happened. All of these was clean hits or just freak accidents that, as far as these quarterbacks, it don't matter whether it would have been turf or grass.
True, like
You
no,
know what I'm saying?
especially
So that's just where I'm at with it. Like, I don't want to see the NFL overreact and be like, oh, look like, bro, you got two, three top paid quarterbacks on your list on this list right now that can't play no more. You got your golden boy in Joe Burrow. You got Aaron Rodgers that just made that big move. Trevor Lawrence, you got another golden boy. You know they love a blonde haired nigga. Deshaun Watson got the highest contract in the league, and you don't think they want them niggas on the field?
yeah, because it helps with the ratings. True.
That's it, bro. You don't think they want these niggas on the field? I do not want these niggas trying to overreact. And just aside, do the Jaguars not have enough money for a goddamn golf cart? Why did they make that nigga walk all the way to the damn locker room, bro?
I
When
think
have
he
we
wanted.
seen that?
I
Huh?
think he wanted to walk though. He wanted to get up.
Man, no, they would never just let somebody walk. They will make you get on that cart.
True.
They're gonna make you get on that cart, bro. They don't give a damn, nigga. They ain't trying to stretch that motherfucker out no more than what it is. Especially now that we know there's a high ankle sprain, nigga. Get your ass on the back of this cart.
Thank God it was an ankle sprain, not a Achilles, for
Bro,
sure.
if that was an Achilles, bro, if that would have been another Achilles injury, then they would have had no choice. Because at that point, that's not even a quarterback injury. That's a player injury. Because when you talk about Aaron Rodgers, the linebacker from Miami, Kirk Cousins, and then you would have had to add Trevor Lawrence to the list.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I'm pretty sure I'm missing some more people that went out with an Achilles injury this season. But just the fact that you got
Hell,
two quarterbacks already.
your running back, Dobbins.
Oh, Dobbins, but I forgot about him. I forgot that nigga was even on my team. Oh, but since you here, you know what I'm saying? I gotta get your reaction.
I
Can
mean,
you see this? Can you see the screen right now?
no, I can't.
I need you to look at the screen real quick. I need you to go back to the website and look at the screen.
Talk to me.
You see it?
Oh, okay.
You see it?
I see it.
Say, man, tell me something. Tell me
All
something
right.
now. Don't act like this
So
ain't. Come on now. I am objective. Do not try to tell me this ain't one of the better lists because y'all niggas been trying to kill me about where I've been putting the Cowboys. But say, man, don't act. I think now. So before you talk about everybody else, now I explained 9 and 10 earlier, right? So as far as Green Bay at 6-6, when I look at all the other NFC teams at 6-6, I just trust them a lot better because there's no 7-win teams. There's no 8-win teams. It's literally Philly with 10, Dallas, San Fran, and Detroit with 9, and then everybody below them has 6 wins, right? So
mhm.
right now, I'm just looking at what I see right now. As far as 6-win teams, I like the Packers better than the Rams. I feel like they can go toe to toe with the Seahawks. I like them better than the Vikings, and I like them better than the Falcons.
I agree. The only one that I'm a little suspect about, I do believe the Rams is just as good as the Packers. Like the Rams have overcame a lot, especially with the running game, the receiver. They're think about it. This team had no. This team was projected to win 4 games this year, and they're literally overcoming. Stafford is playing at an
Who had
elite
them
level.
project? They had them projected to win 4 if they was healthy.
Yes, the team has no talent. What are you talking about? Coming into the
I mean,
season,
I, I guess because I guess when you just looking at Cooper Cup, but well, yeah, because I guess we didn't know what Puka was gonna be,
and Cooper was hurt.
and then
Remember,
they
Cooper was hurt already coming into the season.
yeah. So I guess that's yeah. So I guess I can get it, but I don't know, man. I still haven't just liked the Rams in every game that they've played. I mean, and mind you, they um I mean, I understand that they didn't
But
have a
I agree.
quarterback.
I agree with everything except for when you put Kansas City. I think you dropped them down a little bit too low, in my opinion.
I
I,
just I
I
bro, and I understand they beat the Dolphins. I know they lost to the Eagles. It's just right now, bro. I don't like the way they looking right now. And I know I just went on this rant about the Dolphins not really beating too much of nobody, but I just don't like the way the Kansas City's looking right now. And I do not think that Patrick Mahomes is going to be enough to cover the stench of those receivers. There's only so much deodorant you can put on to cover up must. And I don't think that Patrick Mahomes is going to be enough deodorant.
the crazy part is that we said this before. We said this last
I
year.
get it, bro. But
So,
even before you got on, I was talking about I just don't think outside of this recent receiver Rasheed Rice, I don't really think the Packers develop receivers that good, bro. That's just my honest opinion.
oh yeah. I don't think they develop receivers, but it's never been a problem. And I get it. It's been a problem this year, which was the exact same thing we said last year. He doesn't have receivers, and he
I
scored.
didn't, but you know what though? I didn't. I wasn't really too much tripping on it last year. I
Yes, you
understood they
were.
lost
Come
Tyreek.
on, guys.
No,
Come on.
no,
We
because
said,
they no because they still because even though Tyreek was gone, they still had
who?
everybody else
Juju?
that was there.
Who? Like who? Please name it. It's the same players this year. It's the exact same players minus Juju. They replaced Juju with Marcus Valdez-Scantling. Everybody else is
And
the
I
same.
and I felt like and you know what? I feel like Juju was the difference.
Really.
Bro, go look, and I know it's crazy to say, but go. Juju was a perfect addition for what they needed him to do for that team. Like I know we all clown Juju for all that shit, but Juju was a perfect piece for that team, but they didn't want to pay him. So now when you see that McCole Hardman, Valdez Scanlon, ain't got somebody else in front of them that can handle most of the load and to where they just sitting in the background and ain't got to worry about beating one-on-ones with these top DBs, not only are they looking bad, They dropping balls. But the thing about MVS, I don't think this is nothing new with him dropping balls. I just think he
Yeah,
got covered up because he had other receivers in front of him.
and that's what I was arguing with the Felix group chat. I'm like, he's always been dropping balls. So, and
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying, bro. And I don't feel like that. And I understand Rasheed Rice is coming on. I just don't think it's gonna be enough.
again,
Complete.
what did Aaron Rodgers say in 2018? RELAX, relax, bro.
Man, nigga, it's week 30. It's finna be week 14. Ain't no more relaxing, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, Andy Reid is notoriously known for making adjustments like this. They're not done, bro. Kansas City is going back to the Super Bowl. Mark my words. This happened. This has
Hell
happened back
no.
to back. Okay,
No.
okay,
I
okay.
look, I think they miss Juju a lot more than they realize. And niggas can laugh at me all they want to, but I will take Juju, as far as just a complete wide receiver over everybody else they have right now. I don't believe in MVS like that. McCole Hardman ain't done shit. They brought him back thinking he was gonna change nothing. Juju was the
Kadarius
best thing,
Tony,
and
he has ups and downs.
Kadarius Tony's a fucking roller coaster, bro.
Yeah,
Why do you think, bro? They don't trust him? They don't trust him. Look at what he's done. He was supposed to be Kadarius Tony was supposed to be the difference maker.
true.
And come on, man, let's just keep it a buck. I'm gonna have to steal something from the man I seen better hands on the clock, man. I seen better hands on the clock, man. Shout out to Bart Scott, ESPN. I done seen better hands on the clock. That's what he said about that nigga Kadarius Tony in that Detroit game, because that nigga was dropping everything.
That was the
And
first game of the season, though. He is
he ain't
now.
recovered since. He ain't recovered since, bro. That nigga, you want to know how a nigga really recover? Go look and see if that nigga on your waiver wire in fantasy right now. I ain't even got to look. I know he is. That nigga ain't done nothing, man. That nigga is bad. We see why the Giants let them go. Look, Andy Reid has been notorious for getting niggas when he need them and letting them go. But for whatever
True.
reason, he is holding on to this nigga Kadarius Toney for too long. Maybe because he thought he was gonna make a difference. But I guarantee you, that nigga Kadarius Toney will not be on the Chiefs roster next year. He will not be there.
Again,
The
as long
Kansas
as
City Chiefs are going to have to draft a receiver in the first round, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I understand that Mahomes is great, but like I was saying before you hopped on, we might just have to accept that this nigga is not Brady. Like, nigga, all of these niggas that I named off for the most part that he had, they've been taken in the second round or above.
But again,
Julian Edelman was a seventh round pick.
okay, so the only he's not Brady because he controls a lot more cap space than Brady has in his career. But I still think Mahomes can work with any quarterback given.
I'm just talking
Because
about when we talking about elevating receivers. I'm just talking about elevating receivers, nothing else.
okay, let me
Because
see if
I just
we
think these niggas are just bad, bro. Like, I don't like. And again, we've had Brady with these receivers who we thought were bad, and he made them look good. Now, do I think they'll look good if they would have left anywhere else? No, outside of Wes Welker. But we got to remember that nigga went from playing with Brady to playing with the other best quarterback in the league, and Peyton Manning.
true.
But that's just what I mean as far as when I'm talking about how we do this comparison with Patrick Mahomes and Brady. We saw Brady take nobody's, like later on in his career, that we never even heard of at receivers and make them win
Solid.
and make them good, make them
Yeah.
solid. Now, of course, that may have been a product of the system, but say, man, sometimes that really tells a lot about a quarterback. And I know you're one of them that looks at when a wide receiver gets drafted. You bring it up all the time.
All the time.
This nigga Pat got niggas that was drafted in the second round, man. This nigga Brady was dealing with niggas drafted in the fifth, seventh round, man. Shit, I think
True.
Wes Welker was undrafted.
Yeah, and Julius. And no, he was seventh round out of Kent
Nigga,
State.
Rob Gronkowski was a second round pick.
Yeah,
And like you said, Julian Edelman, he was a seventh round pick.
I get you. I mean,
So
but
that's where I
again,
just be like, man, we might just have to, come to the like, and again, even if we look at last year, everybody want to clown that nigga, want to clown Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, he was a second round pick.
I get
So
you.
it
I
ain't like
get you. I
he
get
dealing with these real late ass receivers.
But again, I'm
But
still we're complaining, and they only have three losses. Should have been two losses if Scanlon caught the ball.
four.
So I think
Four.
I I think we're
They
okay.
got four.
Oh, sorry, they got four. My
They got
bad.
four.
They have four losses,
Mm-hmm.
and just still number three in the AFC. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. I think I think we're fine. We'll
No,
be
they
okay.
Oh well, they are because Jacksonville just lost, so yeah, they are gonna be number three.
Yeah,
You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think we're
I
fine.
mean, but
But going
I
back to
mean,
your
look,
list, I will put
mm-hmm.
Miami number five, Kansas City number six, Detroit number seven. I watched the Detroit versus the Saints game. Detroit
Mm-hmm.
has a horrible defense. Detroit was up 21-0 in the first quarter and literally almost lost that game. Detroit is fool's gold. I'm telling you, they are fool. Bro, they almost lost to Jamus Winston. Ain't that crazy? I'm telling you, man.
So I wasn't able to catch too much of that game. I just went through it, and I mean, I don't know how much of that game Jameis actually played, but I know he didn't throw a ton of balls.
He got hurt in the
But
fourth quarter, but they were coming back anyway.
who?
De- Detroit is going to be a first round exit.
Well, no. Wait. When did Derek Carr get hurt?
He got hurt in the third. They were the third quarter.
And then Jameis came in.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they started doing Jameis and Taysom Hill. They started splitting it up. Have him run the Wildcat and put Jameis in pretty much.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't catch that game. I just was able to really look at stats, so I didn't know how the game actually played out, and I wasn't able to replay it. But I mean, so you feel that Miami should be at 5, KC is 6, and then Detroit is 7
Yep,
because you believe they're frauds.
yep.
I'm not mad at it. I ain't gonna argue it. I mean, you saw the game, so if I would have seen it, I could like every other game for the most part. I had my eyes on because of course I watched the San Fran game. I watched the Cowboys game. I watched I peeked at the Miami game. I watched the Kansas City game. I watched the Jazz game. That was really the only game I really didn't catch. And of course, the Ravens was on a bye week, so I'll take your word for it on that. I mean, I'll just
And
kind of look. I just looked at the numbers and just seeing like, oh, okay, but I didn't really see the full story. That's why I had him at 5.
and no
But I ain't go.
disrespect.
But I mean, and I guess maybe just because. But I'll let you finish, and then I'll probably go more in depth of why I had Miami at 6.
And then Philly. This is the only week I can see Philly being number four. But I feel bad. Philly played 3 games in 13 days. I mean, they took a beating. So I know
I don't care
next
about that.
week,
I don't care about that.
three
Dallas is
games in
that
13 games.
Dallas and Seattle had to play 3 games in like 12 days too, and we saw what they did on that Thursday night.
But if you look at the teams they play Kansas City, Buffalo, and San Fran in 13 days.
The Seahawks had to play San Fran before they saw Dallas.
I'm just saying it was not
Only
an
only team
easy.
that really got a only team that I'm really like not giving a damn about playing 3 games and that span of time. I'm sorry to tell you, is the Cowboys. Because I'm sorry, them first 2 games they had in that 3 week span was a bye week, and I'm a stand on
True.
that shit. I'm gonna stand on that, and let's see who the Seahawks played before they played the 49ers. Because you know what I'm saying. So they played the Rams, a division game, which they lost by 1 point. I saw that game. That was a tough ass loss. Then them niggas had 3 losses in a row. The 49ers was the only game that wasn't close on Thanksgiving. So they had to play 3 games in a short span too. Now I get that, the Eagles had a gauntlet. They had who? The Bills,
Kansas City and San Fran,
Kansas. I get it. I get it.
and they managed to win 2 out of 3. So I respect that. Could, they
And
really
then
could
on
have
top
lost
of that,
all
they had
three.
to go, they had to go into overtime against Buffalo.
True, and that could have been an L. So you
Mm-hmm.
know, now if Philly wins this week, because they're putting Philly as the underdogs. That's crazy this week, which is wild. When
Again? Well,
yeah,
no,
they
wait, hold
put
on. It depends on how much. How much?
by 3. They say
Oh, well, that's
Cowboys is
that's
under.
normal. That's normal. That's normal.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So,
they giving y'all 3 because y'all the home team.
but
If you would have said more than 3.5, nigga, then I would have been like, oh shit, they really think the Cowboys gonna win this. So,
San Fran, they scared
so
me,
all right.
bro.
So you said, man, look, I ain't gonna lie, I was talking to Rod earlier today because I've been talking about like since the beginning of the season because we got to play them too. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I'm ready for the 49ers. We done played these niggas before. Damn, the same squad with that nigga Jimmy Garoppolo. They just added Christian McCaffrey, nigga. I ain't worried about these niggas. I'm ready for these niggas, man. I seen them against the Eagles. I said, hey, nigga, I know I was beating on my chest, nigga. I'm kind of scared of them niggas, dog.
Boy, boy,
I'm kind of scared of them niggas, dog. I'm like,
boy,
damn. I'm kind of
boy.
scared of them
No,
niggas, bro. But
it's
you
not
know
even.
what? I'ma still stand on my toes, nigga. Don't worry about it. We finna give y'all niggas the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta know how to cover the middle of that field. We got 2 of the best linebackers. We got one of the best linebacker duos in the league. San Fran just ain't want to hold they nuts. We finna show y'all niggas how to really play. Philly ain't want to hold they nuts. We just show y'all niggas how to really do this.
All right, bro. Nigga, I'm not gonna lie. The way that they ran their goal line plays, like how you run the fake reverse play action and then catch Ayuk in the corner, it was crazy. I said, bro, Kyle Shanahan, he is a play calling guru, bro. Cause man,
And
that dude,
see, and that's the thing where we really gonna get tested because we one of the top red zone team. Like as far as defense, we top everywhere. I really feel like we can score against anybody. My problem is we don't keep our foot on niggas' necks. Like when we scoring on people, bro, they always want to goddamn me put their foot on the brake and slow down and be like, okay, keep this lead. It's a comfortable lead. Like, no, nigga, I don't believe any lead in the NFL is comfortable.
if not, and
So,
San Fran will put their foot on your neck like they did to the Cowboys and us and the Eagles.
and that's the difference that I feel like. I feel like that's the difference between Baltimore and every other team. Like Baltimore do not want to. Like they kept their foot on their necks. Thank God against the Seahawks and the Lions, but against every other team, bro, where they should have kept their foot on their neck, they didn't. They just didn't. So I don't know. But so you talked
Yeah.
about Eagles at 4. But you agree with where I got the top 3: San Fran, Baltimore, and the Cowboys.
Yep.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yep. Baltimore. Baltimore had a bye week, so I can't really move them. I'm gonna keep them where they're
Right.
at.
I
Who they,
think
who
I
they play?
had the Rams.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah. So I think I had. Let me check. I think I may have had. I want to make sure I didn't move Baltimore, but I feel like I did, and if I did, I apologize. But Let me see. Nope, I had Baltimore 2 last week, so I pretty much left them. So I had Baltimore 2 last week, so yeah, I pretty much left them in the same spot. I had the Eagles that won last week. I'm sorry, but now I got San Fran. I had the Cowboys at 4. Now they at 3. And then I got the Lions at 5. But you said I should have the Dolphins at 5, so that's cool.
The Dolphins keep beating up on easy teams, but again, the Dolphins can only play who's in front of them. That's what I tell people.
Yeah, and I'm a it's gonna be a clip later that I'm gonna send you. I think you're gonna appreciate. But shit, I guess the last topic, I know it's been a minute and I ain't really talk about it because I ain't think it was nothing to talk about. But and then we can close out.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, cause shit, nigga, I've been on here for a minute.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good.
That's just,
Talk to me.
no, yeah, I just you came into a little conversation. I ain't mad at it. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
What's the last topic?
Of course, we got to talk about your boys, the Cowboys and the Seahawks.
Now,
I kind of talked about them after but I ain't really get nobody else input. But how did you feel about it?
okay. I feel Dak is playing at an elite level. I told you, once you get the Latino pum pum in your life, it changes things. I'm telling you, Dad got himself a new Latino chick. He's happy. He's excited. Like, I haven't seen Dak so much more confident than ever before. Dak is playing way better, and I give credit to Mike McCarthy because he's making it simple. Kellen Moore runs such an intricate offense that when you try to do your best to follow it, you make mistakes. That's why Dak made a lot of mistakes. This guy, Mike McCarthy, makes the offense it makes it flow, it makes it simple. He tells Dak, hey, if he's not open, run. I've never seen Dak run this much since his rookie year. Like, he is like, he's involving the tight ends. Dak just looks very comfortable and confident in the pocket. And this is the longest I've seen Dak play good over a stretch. I know Dak has had good stretches, especially that year, or was it 2021 or something, when he had like 3,900 yards and 4,900 yards and 39 touchdowns, something like that. But Dak is playing at an elite level right now. Elite. The Seahawks have one of the best secondaries in the entire league. So it wasn't like, They have a really good secondary. They're stacked at safeties, corners. So that really pieced them apart.
And I will say this: I really hope that it does not take this long for Dak and CD to click in the future. I know it kind of took a while, but it's like, man, some things you just can't ignore. CD is one of the best receivers in the league.
Wow. I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that. I argue with people all the time. They say CD is not even the number one receiver.
Right now, CD is one of the best receivers in the league, and it would have been seen earlier. It would have been seen earlier if they had clicked early in the season. CD Lamb, one of the best receivers in the league, man. We just got to start being honest with ourselves. I think a lot of times that, niggas just try to hate so much on the Cowboys that it's just like they don't want to give nobody no credit. And it's like, say, man, it ain't that nigga CD fault he got drafted here. It ain't his fault he got asked to wear 88. It ain't his fault for none of that. But, man, look, if you talking about somebody that's starting to live, you talking about somebody that's starting to live up to that 88, say, bro, CD Lamb is one of, just in case the people don't hear me in the back, CD Lamb is one of the best receivers in the league right now. And I know we tried to question it, but we need to start talking about him the same way we talk about some of these other young niggas, the same way we talk about Justin Jefferson. the same way we talk about Jamar Chase, the same way we talk about Devontae Smith, we need to start talking about CeeDee Lamb. Amon-Ra St. Brown, we need to start talking about CeeDee Lamb.
Hallelujah.
It's just a fact. We have to start being honest with ourselves here, people. See, matter of fact, let me go. I ain't had to do this in a while. This is normally my MO. But just so niggas don't think I'm playing, I'm finna go ahead and here we go. Where is it at? Uh-oh. I love it. Sedarian DeLeon Lamb is one of the best receivers in the league.
Okay, so if you don't mind me asking, who are your top 5 receivers in the league, and where would you put CD on that top 5 list?
I would have to go Tyreek. I would have to go at 2. We just talking about right now just because of people that's injured and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can remove Justin
Or
Jefferson
like
because
or
he's
or
not
just this year. No,
just
I'm
this
going to
year.
take him out. So I would have to go Tyreek. I would have to go I probably have to go Tyreek. I probably have to go AJ. And then I don't feel bad about saying Tyreek, AJ, give me CeeDee Lamb at 3.
Okay.
And my last 2, I'm trying to make sure I don't forget nobody because there's so many receivers that are just going off right now.
So many. So many.
At 4, I think I would probably have to go. Damn, I can't think of his name. Not DJ Moore, but
You saying Debo, maybe? Money Chance, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans? Because he
I
was
would
a really good
probably
year.
Mike Evans. Mike Evans. That's the nigga I'm forgetting. Mike Evans. And then I would probably have to go if I wanted to put my money on it. Not Jamar. He's kind of been on and off. Damn, man. I want to put Debo there. Just the fact that he got hurt is the only reason why that's kind of like, I'm like, I can't
I
put Ayuk
mean,
there.
I'll put Keenan Allen, bro. This year.
That's the one I'm forgetting, Keenan Allen. So if I had to redo it, I would go. So let me redo it. I would go Tyreek. I would go Keenan Allen. I would go AJ Brown. I would do CeeDee Lamb, and then I do Mike Evans.
Okay. As of this
That's the
year.
one I was forgetting, Keenan Allen. Yep, this year. Give me Tyreek. Give me AJ. Give me Keenan, AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Mike Evans. Yep, that's my 5. I could not think. I was like, I know I'm missing some bald head, light skinned nigga, but I couldn't think of his name. But yeah,
I'm,
so
out of
Tyreek,
them,
Keenan Allen, just so everybody can hear it again. And AJ Brown, CeeDee Lamb, and Mike Evans. So
okay.
CeeDee Lamb is definitely top 5, and I got him at 4. And
Honorable
would you say your
mention.
honorable mention?
It has to be Justin Jefferson because of his situation. It's not his control, and pretty much. I mean, like
Yeah, but if I was gonna do an honorable mention, I'd probably throw Diggs in there before I put him in there.
okay, or Jamar Chase, pretty
Only
much.
be Diggs or Jamar Chase. Only because I understand he's hurt. But from what I've been hearing, this nigga could have came back by now.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he wants to hurt himself. He's not ready. But I get what you're saying, pretty much.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and I get it. It's just one of the things where it's like I get it, but the way he was making it sound like he was like, "I'm not coming back till I'm 100%." There's no such thing as 100% in NFL. I know you've never been hurt before, like as far as having to miss games for this extended a period of time, but well, let me take that back. You haven't been injured because there's a difference between hurt and injured. You
Yeah,
haven't been injured this long, but you done played hurt, nigga.
sure. Damn,
So that's what I say, man.
Puka Nakua has 1,000 yards already. Impressive.
You forgot that nigga Puka had to put in that work for that nigga. Cooper Kupp came back and he was still putting in work when he came back, except for like a couple games.
Yeah, that's really impressive, man. I give it to him.
Anybody in the comments, anybody watching live, link in the comments. I ain't gonna be here too much longer if y'all want to hop in and talk shit with me. But yeah, bro, like I said, that's just kind of where, I just wanted to get that off. CeeDee Lamb's top 5, argue with
Thank you.
Shannon Sharp, he said, argue with your echo in the cave. That nigga CeeDee Lamb was top 5, bro. I'm
Thank you.
sorry. That nigga C.
He's going off. And he
That
made
nigga
all pro
CeeDee.
last year.
That nigga CeeDee Lamb is already at 90 catches and 1,100 yards, about damn near 1,200 yards, and got 7 touchdowns.
Yeah. That's crazy. The only crazier stat is Raheem Mostert's stat this year. I don't know how he had 16 touchdowns, but hey, that's impressive. But yeah, the Dolphins' offense is crazy. But yeah, okay. I appreciate you letting me hop in last minute. No problem.
But that was a nice little list, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I disappointed you with any of my lists. I gave you a solid top 10. You made your move. I mean, I know you didn't agree with the lines. Like I said, you actually watched the games. So I ain't mad at it. I ain't actually catch it. I just look at the numbers. But I ain't even look at that game out because I ain't gonna lie. The 2 games I was worried about, I was trying to figure out how the fuck the Colts came back and won that game against the Titans.
Bro, those special teams, man, it was bad.
And I'm sorry. I hope I don't have you sitting outside in the car, but this is my last thing. Cause I'm sick of this. I damn near got to make a new category for this, but then we can hop up off of here. Cause this right here is just and shit. We was talking about this on the phone earlier, and this is like, and I just got to get this off. The Chargers and the Patriots was 6-0. And now, mind you, this is my first time looking up these stats today. I ain't looked at this shit not one time. I was like, is Justin Herbert hurt? Is he not playing? This nigga went 22 or 37 for 212 yards and no touchdowns. Now, I'm a percentage ass nigga. I ain't even gonna sit here and lie. So let's look up what that is. 22 of 37.
That's what 56%, maybe.
That's 59.5%. Not even a half. That's 59.45. If we gonna keep the exact number. A matter of fact, 59.45945. Nigga.
Infinity.
You had 29 yards of rushing. And 5 of that came from your quarterback.
It's Kellen Moore, man. Maybe
you kicked 2 field goals. That's how you got your 6 points.
It was a nasty game. I heard. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was a nasty game. It was terrible.
They the Chargers punted the ball 8 times, man.
Yeah, yeah. Them to fire that head coach, man. I forgot his name, whatever his name is. But he needs to go. He gotta go.
Brandon Staley.
Brandon Still. He gotta go, man. Like
Look, man, and look, bro. I have been trying to.
him and Ron Rivera, they gotta go. Those
What
two.
bro, but like this is my thing though. Can you really blame that on coaching though? Like, I need to really go back and watch this game because again, what have we been talking about? Brandon Staley's defenses look bad. You held these niggas to 0 points. Your offense was only able to put up 6. In this game, I have to look at Kellen Moore. I can't blame the head coach for this. I got to look at Kellen Moore and I got to look at this offense and see what the fuck were y'all doing? These niggas ain't even got Christian Gonzalez, who was down there locking up Tyreek Hill early in the goddamn season. They ain't got that. And this was a 6-0 game?
Yeah, it's bad.
You cannot go into the locker room and celebrate that shit, bro. You cannot go back home on the plane and feel good about that win.
Hey, man, it's rough, bro.
But like, honestly, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, how can I blame? Like, I know we've been trying to kill Brandon Staley, bro. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not sitting here and agreeing that he is the best coach in the world. I'm just one of them to where it's like, how long are we gonna sit here and blame coaching when and not get on these players? Like, I know he is not the best coach. I know he's a defensive minded coach. I know for the most part the offense has been left in the offense's hands. He just decides if and when they want to go for it on 4th down. I don't think he's really the one making the play calls. He's just the one that's saying, yeah, I want to take the risk. But it's just like, damn, 6-0 against the Patriots, who had Bailey Zappi in the game and threw for 100 and come on, man. Not a single interception was thrown in this game, bro.
It's bad, bro.
These niggas played so good, bro. The Chargers had 4 penalties for 20 yards. The Patriots had 3 for 14, man. And we can't say it was the defense. They got 5 sacks. They got the Chargers got 5 sacks.
Hello?
Like, man, look, I'm sorry. I'm not on this goddamn Charger bandwagon, this Justin Herbert bandwagon the way everybody else is. I ain't think that nigga should have got paid the money he got paid just because it was his turn. But I understand, talent when I see it. I'm not delusional. He is a franchise quarterback, but goddamn, who the hell is this?
I got kicked out. My bad.
Oh, nigga must connect to his Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
get what you're saying, bro. But again, I know you're not a true fan of Justin Herbert. You've voiced it out a lot, and not beginning to understand where you're coming from. I still think he's a very talented quarterback, top 5 quarterback in the league, just pure talent. His numbers speak for himself.
Yeah, it's just goddamn.
He still has to show us more things, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's just kind of what the culture is.
I mean, it is like he's not finna show me nothing this year, bro. So it's like, look, I'm one of them to where if you ask me today, right now, do I feel like the Chargers head coach is gonna get fired? If they were smart, I would say yes. So then I'd be like, okay, I ain't gonna talk too much. I'm gonna be quiet, unless I need to talk about something. But if they get a new head coach and we're sitting here having this same conversation at the same time of the year about the Chargers next year, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, okay. I respect that. I respect that. Yeah.
If they fire this head coach in the offseason, because clearly they're not gonna fire him now. I mean, shit, they might, depending on just how bad it get, just to send a message. But like I said, if they fire this nigga and get somebody, get an offensive minded coach in there, let me
Which
make sure I
they
read.
have one.
Huh?
Which already have. They have Kellen Moore.
I mean, I just don't think you can have a defensive minded head coach on that team, bro. I feel like you can have a offensive mind in there and keep Kellen Moore next year unless somebody just offers him a head coaching job. And then, of course, you know, he does good with this new coach, then he's gonna get a coaching job somewhere.
Sure.
But I'm just like, yeah, you know how that shit go. But I'm just like, you know, Brandon Staley gone. We get a new offensive minded coach. And if I'm having this same conversation next year that I'm having right now, because I feel like I've been very lenient. But if we having the same conversation next year, I don't want to hear nothing else about this nigga, man. I don't
Off
want to
point.
blame. I don't want to hear nothing on coaching. I don't want to hear nothing because ain't like the players and the talent ain't been there.
And
So
bingo.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
like. I ain't trying to hear this shit no more.
okay. That's a good way to end it off. To next week, Chris.
But yes, sir. This has been another episode of the Cold True Podcast. I'm your host, White Boy Chris. Appreciate you for hopping on last minute, just starting a little bit more conversation. But until next week, y'all, and we out, man.